Hi, my name is Sasha Stone, and I am a member of the South Coast Percussion Ensemble here at San Diego State University. I'm a music education major, and today I'm going to talk to you about percussion. Percussion is a family of instruments which sound is produced by striking it. This can be with a mallet, a stick, or even the player's hands. There are two types of percussion instruments, pitched and non-pitched instruments. Pitched instruments include xylophone, marimba, vibraphone, crotales, timpani, which you see in front of me here. Non-pitched percussion includes snare drum, bass drum, tambourine, triangle, cymbals, and drum set. Alright, so this is a snare drum. As you can see, it has a wooden shell, which is made of pressed wood that is shaped into the circular shape to create the shell itself. It has a top head, which you can see here, and a bottom head, which is clear. And it has the metal rods on the bottom, which you see here, are the snares, which create the two different timbres of the drum. If the snares are on, it's a high-pitched, zinging sound. If the snares are off, it sounds more like a tom. Another non-pitched percussion instrument are cymbals, which I'm sure many of you have seen. These are cymbals, and the pair that I have in front of me today are crash cymbals, which you strike together to create the sound. As you can see, there are hammer marks from when they were created. They're subtle, but they're there. Most people are familiar with the xylophone, which is a pitched percussion instrument. The marimba is the big brother to the xylophone. It has a larger range, bigger keys, bigger resonators, and has a more sustained sound compared to the xylophone. The vibraphone is similar in size to the xylophone. However, it has metal keys, unlike the xylophone and the marimba. It also has a pedal which helps sustain the notes the player plays. These are just a few of the instruments we play in our percussion ensemble. Stay tuned in the next few weeks to see other unusual instruments that we play throughout the semester.
Hello everybody, my name is Krueger. I play for the South Coast Percussion Ensemble, and I'm just going to show you all just a couple of things I do on a specific piece that I'm playing to make things easier on myself and set up. But first I'll play a little bit of the piece. Alright, so you're probably wondering why I have this towel here. Well, first off, there's no notes that I have to play here, so, you know, I can. But then there's the factor of where I was over here, and I had to move all the way over here, and then I have to put it down, and I have to go over here. Now, there's a couple of options. I could go to a trap table over here, place it down, and then grab the mallet. But I just figured there's no notes that I have to play right here at the time, and it's actually easier just to grab the mallets and go to it here, so that's what I did. That about wraps it up for this area. And then we have this little setup over here where I have about 4 bars to go from a little mallet part over here and transition into having my sticks together, snare on, and doing some rim shots. I decided, as opposed to leaving both sticks on the tray over there, considering that this snare isn't being played by any other players at the current time, I just place the sticks right here, and makes it easier for me because I'll be coming over here and then I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It just makes it for an easier transition. Okay, so I've explained all this because as percussionists, if we don't have everything where it needs to be, you know, when we get over there, whether it's having bows on the vibraphone or having the mallets right where you're about to hit, or the snare thing, or any other kind of idea that we think of, things just are really difficult. So these are just a couple of things to make the life of a percussionist easier.
My name is Mauricio Dominguez, and I'm a double major in Spanish and music, and the piece we're playing is A Ceiling Full of Stars by Blake Tyson. I really like this piece because there's a lot of polyrhythms in it. We will not necessarily be playing the same rhythms at the same times. For instance, there's a part where the vibes are playing a certain rhythm, a 5 rhythm, where everyone else is rolling a chorale. And it's really beautiful, and it makes you think about the title of the song, Ceiling Full of Stars, because it makes you think about the stars in the sky. I've played a piece before by Blake Tyson called A Cricket Sang and Set the Sun. Both pieces have a very beautiful, light melody to the song. It's very light to the ears, and I think that this will be one of the pieces that people will enjoy hearing because of how pretty it sounds. We rehearse this piece every Friday, and I think that it's very fun because it's the end of our week and we get to play something that's really fun. We don't necessarily run the whole piece at once. We will run specific parts into that week. Last week we had sectionals where we each split off. The marimbas practice with one another and the vibraphones and bells practice with one another, and we just repped certain parts of the piece just to make certain parts of the piece more clear. And I think that a key part in our playing and what we need to work on is being able to know each other's parts, because it's one thing to be able to know your part and to play your part. However, it's another thing to also know your colleagues' parts and being able to know when they come in and come out, and when what they're playing and how their rhythms and melodies complement your own that you're playing. Today's Thursday and we have rehearsal tomorrow. From last week, after we had sectionals, what I'm expecting for this rehearsal is to come back together and being able to run the piece in bigger chunks.
Danny tells us when bar 19 happens, no matter what you're doing. When Danny plays boogity-doogity-doogity-doogity-dum, that's the bar 19. That's the beginning of bar 19. So if you haven't written Danny in bar 19, please do already.
So we just got out of the rehearsal for Ceiling Full of Stars today, Friday. I think that we need to phrase a little bit better and still listen to each other. There were a little bit of timing issues, but I think that with practice by ourselves, we'll be able to have a solid foundation for our own part, and then we'll be able to listen better to our fellow players. We have 4 weeks left until our concert, and I think we're in a good spot right now.